You're about to learn 3 different ways to cut and restore a rope. And stay tuned to the end where I'll talk a little bit about the best kind of ropes to use for this branch of magic. Now, let's get to the lesson. All you need for this trick is some rope and some scissors. I'm using a very short piece here for demonstration purposes. Now you can hand the rope out, let people examine it. It is indeed an ordinary rope. I like to hold it in my left hand here with a little bit sticking out. Now, with my other hand, I reach with my thumb like this till I get to approximately the middle of the rope. Now here's the crucial part. As I bring this up, it's supposed to look as if I've just brought this up and formed a loop here. See how that looks? Looks like I just formed a loop here. There's a little move here you'll have to master. You come down between the thumb and finger, and I like to use these 2 fingers here, the first and second finger. I use these fingers to clip right here, and then this goes over, and this comes up. So this is how I've formed the loop. And from the front, it looks like I just created the loop, but I actually have this going on here. So if you're following along with the rope, it should look like this. Now, when you take your scissors out, you put the scissors here, you cut, and as you can see, from this side, it looks like you have 2 individual ropes. But from this side, you can see that it's actually 2 pieces, one looped inside the other here. Take this short piece and you tie it into a knot. I guess most spectators don't notice that you only tie it once. Normally, if you were tying this together, you would use 2 of these to tie a square knot. But you can get away with just 1. And now it looks like you have a piece of rope with a knot in the middle. Now for the next part, you grab with your left hand here, and then you're just going to wrap the rope around your hand. But in the process, see, this knot actually slides. But the way I'm teaching the trick here is I'm going to wind it around. Now, as I wind it, I grab the knot. Now watch as I wind. This is the exposed view. The knot is coming along with my hand. Now you have to be careful here that you don't show the knot to the audience. You can just kind of keep your hand in a position that the audience can't see. So you just try to hide the rope. Now, usually I put the scissors in my back pocket. So as I go to get the scissors out, I drop the knot, bring out the scissors. Safety first, grab by the blades. Magical wave, and now you can show that the rope is now whole. The beauty of this is you're clean because the knot here is in your pocket, and you can hand the rope out for examination. I have here an envelope with the ends cut off right here. And I'm going to take my rope and I'm going to try and feed it through the envelope. There we go. I think you can see my rope is right there through the envelope. Now let's see if I can do some magic here. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to see if I can cut right through the envelope. Is the rope whole? Is it together? Check this out. Right there. And the rope is still in one piece. We have our gimmicked envelope, 2 slits. Form the trick, you take your rope. Now spectators clearly see the rope entering into the envelope. What they don't know is that the rope is sneaking out the back and fed through. So it's really pretty convincing when you show the rope like this. Spectators can clearly see the rope, don't go too far, but the rope has gone into the envelope, and just being able to hold it like this, and don't show the back as I just did there, you can see that the rope is in the envelope. Now take your scissors. Now when you cut, your scissors have to go over the rope, or in between the rope and the envelope. So from the spectator standpoint, it looks as if you've cut through the rope and the envelope, but all you've really done is cut through the envelope. Don't show that side during the performance, and then you can pull the rope out and show that the rope is indeed unharmed, and the rope can be examined. What you'll need for this trick is a piece of rope, actually 2 pieces of rope. So let me untie this and show you what I've done. This is the preparation. Now here you'll notice that I have a piece of tape here. Actually you would use glue. Maybe clear tape would work. In the demo section I just used clear tape, but glue typically is better. You would glue a single length of rope together at its end, and I happen to be using bright green duct tape, which makes it easier for you to see. But this is where the rope is connected. It's just one piece of rope. Then you take a shorter piece of rope and you tie it around the longer rope. So the idea is when you come out with a rope like this, it looks as if you have one length of rope that's tied here with a knot. But what you really have is a length of rope that starts here, goes up here, and comes back down with a fake knot here. So I think in the demo, this is the way I start. I started it like this. Sometimes it's difficult to hide this join here. And so with glue or tape, sometimes it's a little obvious. Sometimes if you cut the rope correctly, glue it together and take your time, it's hard to see. So I think I started it like this. So I just tried to naturally hold it. And then all I did was take the knot, place it on the bottom like this. Then brought out scissors. You're going to need scissors along with your 2 ropes. And then what you're going to do is right where you glued the ropes together, the 1 rope together, you're just going to cut through just like that. Now, to spectators, it looks as if you have just cut the middle of the rope, when in reality, the middle of the rope is here. Now, in the presentation, I just played around with the idea that I tried to do the magic and all that, and then when I unveiled the rope, nothing had happened. And I think that's a good ploy when doing this trick, is that it looks like you failed. But then next time, here's what you do. You grab the rope in your left hand, I'm right-handed, and then as you wind the rope around, you know this knot slides. So what you do is as you wind the rope around, when you get to the knot, you actually take the knot into your hand and you just keep winding the rope around. Now this time, remember the second time, it looks as if the knot is in here, but it's actually in my hand. I reached into my pocket looking for some magic pixie dust. I didn't have my microphone here. And then I left the knot in the pocket, came out, sprinkled it on top, waved the hand snap finger, and now the magic happens. And the rope appears to be fully restored. For rope magic, magicians generally like to use a very soft kind of rope. This is actually, I guess, called magic rope because I bought it through a magic dealer. But all it really is very soft rope. I think it's made of cotton. I don't think there are any magicians that actually go out there and try and manufacture their own kind of rope. So magician's rope is just very soft. And what's nice about it is when you perform, it doesn't tend to kink up and holds its shape. Or hold its shape. So just a very soft rope works best for this type of trick. Let's talk about another kind of rope. Now this rope here is more like climbing rope. It's made of nylon and has a definite core inside. And you can perform magic. In fact, there is a trick that I taught using this very kind of rope. But the problem with this rope is that when you try to use it, it tends to hold its shape. So notice how it kind of kinks up and doesn't look real great, doesn't hang real nice. And in that sense, because it's a little stiffer, it's a little harder to work with and doesn't look as good from a performance standpoint. Now this kind of rope is very inexpensive. It's a polyester kind of rope, but this is absolutely the worst thing to use for magic because it kinks up, it's hard to work with, and so this is the kind of rope that I would avoid. So just remember, you don't have to buy magic rope from a dealer, although it's probably the best stuff out there for you to do tricks with. But just find the softest rope that you can, and you'll have a great rope to fool your friends with to perform fun rope magic tricks.